What an
All right,
ass
everybody,
whooping.
we are back.
Jesus.
Post-game celebration. Super excited to see the game today. 56-13 looks like it's going to be the final. Minute 10 left. It's kind of just running it out at this point. We're the Dose Leprechauns, Jason and Nate, and we're joined by our other Dose Leprechauns admin, Jeff Strebajek, all the way from Indiana. And we're going to talk all about the game today. And I mean, you literally can't be disappointed in a single thing. I think if you tried really hard to, you'd still have a hard time finding something to be disappointed about. 50 burger on an SEC team at their home. I don't care who the SEC team is. That's impressive. So, Jeff, what was the most impressive thing to you today out of all the impressive things we saw?
13 points.
Yep. Unless they get a
13 points is what we did, and I'm on a bit of a delay here.
That's all right. Nate, what about you? What was your most impressive thing today?
I'm going to have to agree with Jeff with the defense. I mean, to hold one of the best offenses this season in the country to only 13 points, that's insane. And, you know, they didn't score a single point in the second half. They scored all 13 points in the first half, 10 points in the second quarter. We held them to 3 points in the first quarter, which is their lowest total in the first quarter this season. And you held a guy like Taylor Green, who's really talented, and kind of made him look subpar.
Yeah,
being honest.
Yeah, definitely. He looked
Absolutely.
very pedestrian. He looked very pedestrian. Nate, can you pull up the offensive and defensive stats? I definitely want to see some of the defensive stats as well. But
let's see. So defense, the leading tackler was Schuler. He had 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 3 assisted. Bubakor, 4 solo tackles, a sack. Botello, 2 tackles, 1 assisted tackle, a tackle for loss, and 1 sack. Let's see, offense. 641 total yards of offense today. 354 passing yards from CJ. Oh, wow. Kenny Minchie was perfect, 1 for 1 for 37 passing yards.
Okay.
So was Faison. Faison was perfect, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
1 for 1. You know what? I love to see that. You know, we're up by however many we were up by at that point coming out of the half. And Freeman said, screw it. We're going for it, baby. And that was so cool to see, man. I tweeted, don't make Marcus Freeman angry. You won't like it. Trust me. It was just good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was actually great seeing that, because it just shows that Notre Dame is still out there to prove something. And that we're not taking anything for granted no longer.
Nope. And let's talk about the defense. I mean, we could sit here forever and talk about J. Love and CJ. We will, and Jadarian and Aeneas Williams and all, and Faison, all the above. But defensively, I saw something different today. Like I had said in the pregame that I had hoped we'd see, and that was one word: intensity. I saw a lot of intensity out there on everybody's behalf. I saw Gabe Rubio smashing dudes, Amel Markham smashing dudes. I mean, it was a smash fest, and I love it. And Tay Johnson as advertised too. How about Tay Johnson today, huh?
He was awesome. I think Tay's just one of those guys that I think is going to keep maturing as the season goes on. The kid's a freakish athlete. Like on the third down, I think it was early in the game, there was that third down play where he broke it up, and I mean, He went from his free safety position and came all the way across field, and that's something that Jalen Stroman didn't do when it was like a single high. And Purdue scored that touchdown with Nitro Tuggle last week. It's like Bronte Johnson is making that play every time because he's just so damn athletic.
Very gifted athlete, and he has a nose for the football. You know, you see he's around the football every time. I think it was against Purdue. He came close to an interception. He came close to an interception today. So I'm really excited. I've been excited about Tay. You know, local kid out of Indiana. I think he's going to be one of these guys that's going to be a fan favorite by next year. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And just to add in about our defense, you saw a bigger adjustment made from first quarter to second quarter with run fits. It was very poor, I think, in the first quarter, and it got taken care of because we were starting to get pressures, and we were starting to blitz more. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys realize it, but our linebackers blitz more. Now, I'll probably be able to get a number from someone here as we do like next week's pregame podcast if I'm able to against Boise. But I'm pretty sure that we blitzed a good amount to where I think where I'm going to do the Marcus hand signals from the press conference. The front seven and the back four were marriage. They were in marriage today, and I think we're starting to see a better passing of the guard. Now, I did see a couple plays that were thrown over the top that were nice passes by Taylor Green, but that was early. I felt like we were kind of shaking the rust off early on, and that's when, I mean, Arkansas ran down the field, but we stood up. It was a bend not break kind of defense, and then they scored their touchdown, which, I mean, that's due. But Notre Dame really impressed me defensively because they decided to stand up on defense today.
Oh, yeah, and we're not, somebody just said Brian Campbell, who's been one of the ardent Ash trashers the first few weeks, he said, I'll refrain from chewing out Chris's ash for 1 week. So, yeah, we appreciate that, Brian. We're not chewing anybody out today. We're not getting after anybody. It's all positives. It's all good. I'm just so freaking happy. I mean, I'll be honest. I thought that game was going to be very close to the end. We said it on air here earlier. To blow a team, an SEC team out at their home, that's no small task for anybody. Brian Kelly doesn't win that game like that. Who knows? It's just so incredible that Freeman is continually able to respond with some resiliency when this team looks like they're up against the wall.
They were prepared, Nate and Jason. They were prepared. I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, that's as good as it gets as preparation goes.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things from today's game was like you would see Arkansas get these big plays in the first half, and then the next play the defense would respond. A big tackle or holding the Arkansas to a big third down or forcing Green to make a great play when he couldn't. And they just really stepped up. They had the country basically looking at them because, hey, let's point and laugh at Notre Dame's defense because Notre Dame's offense is elite, but it was just an incredible performance today. I'm just there's so many words you can say, but I'm just so impressed by the defense today.
Irish Bogey has a really great comment here that I want to make sure we get to is Will Pauling coming out party. Jaden Greathouse with a huge reception with high degree of difficulty. Yeah, I mean, Will Pauling, again, we all know he's a goog rat. He's working out all the time, getting better every single day. Just a tremendous leader on this team, and he was named a captain for a reason. And today, he was, in my opinion, he was rewarded for a lot of that hard work in the offseason.
Definitely. I couldn't agree with you more there. And I just brought up on my totals that we only gave up 207 passing yards, boys,
against a very good quarterback.
That against actually the leading top overall, like top offensive quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
So that's a huge win. Huge win.
Looking at the defensive stats real quick, I see a number that's really incredible. When you look at the box score, sometimes you'll see, 7, 8, 9 guys that are making plays, making tackles. We had 21 players on defense. 21 players on defense made plays, made a tackle today. Obviously, like Nate said, Don Schuler led the way with 9. Tate had 5. A bunch of guys had 4. But, I mean, you go down the line, Mark Zachary, our boy Sean Stavellano, Big Bear had a tackle today. Armel Mookum had a tackle. Logan Thomas had a tackle. 21 players on defense had at least one tackle. That is insane. And go ahead. Sorry.
No. You're fine. You look at the pass deflections too. Adon Schuler, Tay Johnson, Christian Gray, Mark Zachary with a big one. Unfortunately, prayers out to Jalen Brown. That looked like a pretty gruesome injury.
Yeah.
As well as Cole Mullins. Cole Mullins was a name that, if you saw, I think it was the first drive of Arkansas's opening series that we shut him down on 4th. It was him and Drake Bowen that provided the pressure on 3rd down, and then Bowen comes in on a blitz on 4th down and hits Green to make a horribly underthrown ball. It's like, yes, Feed it. And you know
Yeah.
who else was in that play? 27. Number
KVA.
27, KVA. And I'll tell you what, you marry those two together, it's going to be dangerous. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah, same, man. Mike Ferguson, I wanted to hit on this a minute. It says, if our defense and offense both have their A games, imagine what we can accomplish. Not trying to get it too far ahead, but imagine a year we lose our first 2 games and then win the Natty. I mean, I'm not going there yet. I'm not even going playoffs yet. I'm just saying, look, huge, 4-touchdown win over an SEC opponent on the road, and an SEC opponent with one of the best offenses in the country up until today. Build off of this, go out and kick the beep out of Boise State, and then keep it going. I mean, dude, this is the building block that Marcus Freeman talks about, and this is the standard. This is the gold standard he talks about all the time. What do you got, Nate?
Yeah, it's just it's incredible what momentum can do in sports. In any sport, baseball, football, basketball, whatever. It's the momentum that Notre Dame had last year in the playoff run was built from games like this last season, the Georgia Tech game, the Navy game, the Army game, just a bunch of different games from last season. And they can build off this. One thing I wanted to add, Taylon Green, this game today was his first game where he didn't have at least one or more passing touchdowns.
Wow. That's impressive. Very impressive. He's a guy that I think Taylon Green, I think he plays on Sundays at some point in his life. He's
a prototype.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 225 pounds.
And a lot of people were talking about, we can't get too excited. It's just Purdue. Well, I think we just showed that it wasn't just Purdue. I think our defense is starting to turn a corner here. And gosh, you just go back and you think, man, like one stop here against Miami, one final stop against A&M, or maybe that hold gets called, and we're an undefeated team with a huge win over A&M, Miami, and Arkansas. Like, it's just so amazing how, again, like Nate said, the momentum can just change everything.
Just real fast, USC just scored a touchdown to take the lead over Illinois.
Which it's always hard for me with SC. We need them to be good so that when we pound their booties in South Bend in a few weeks, it looks better. But God, I love when they lose. It's tough.
Did they end up taking the L today? I'm sorry, I missed.
They're up right now. They just scored a touchdown to take the lead. I think it's getting pretty close to the end.
It's about 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
I almost want them to win. I hate.
So hard for me, dude.
I know you hate saying that. It's just I would much rather us be the ass kickers of them, and I think our offense is going to absolutely expose their defense. But I'm just so thoroughly impressed by how this team looked today. It was truly an impressive output. Dusty Dvorak said it. I don't know if you guys caught it, but he was primarily saying, like, this Notre Dame team's for real. They proved that today. They've proved that in their first 4 weeks of football. The problem is they lost 2 tough games because they didn't have everything going together in unison. Like, that loss to Miami doesn't look so bad.
Correct.
The loss to A&M, we're going to find out A&M's going to play a good Auburn defense today.
Yep.
It's just those twofold conversations that you have to have with yourself. Like, man, we started our season with Miami and Texas A&M, which I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, you look at Arkansas. Arkansas started off with Arkansas State and some other podunk school. It's like, and then they played a mediocre Memphis and lost. So I'm happy. I'm much happier where we're at right now.
Patty McCormick, Patty Sack, one of our other Dose Leprechauns admin, says offensive line gets an A+ today. I want to give a huge shout out to the O-line. Ashton Craig, Anthony Knapp all looked fantastic today. The whole O-line, Emil Wagner, Gerby, they all looked incredible. That's the kind of O-line that we need to see, that nasty edge, blocking guys, into their grave. It was, we all know, games are won in the trenches, and today I think that was a huge part of it. And then obviously, what else? Let's go ahead and start our love affair with CJ Carr, as we always do. The kid is special. There is absolutely no other way to say it. He's the best pure passer we've had at Notre Dame since Jimmy Clausen. But he happens to have a good O-line and a good defense. So we all know what could have happened with Jimmy if he had a good O-line, good defense, and a good coach, for that matter. But now we get to see what that's going to be all about. So, CJ, man.
He's definitely special. His most impressive feats are just how comfortable he looks throwing a deep ball.
Yep.
I mean, he lets that thing loose, and he has no fear in it. And just his poise on the off screen that he threw to Love for a touchdown. Not many quarterbacks are going to be able to sell that play and make it.
Well, one of the things I was most impressed with today with CJ was when he was able to scramble for that first down.
Yeah.
He could have gone the easy route and thrown that thing away, or taken it out of bounds just before the marker, but he fought for it. He deked them by faking the throw, and then he was able to pick up the first down, which I thought was just a really ballsy run on his case. Carr looks very calm. Okay, this is a good comment here from Brian Campbell. Carr looks very calm, no happy feet. Please know Jimmy Clausen references CJ is way better. That's from John David Harmon. I would agree, but I think the comparisons are definitely there. I think the comparisons are definitely there. I mean, Jimmy
had a special arm.
He did. Kathleen Kiefer's chiming in here. Will James Rendell ever punt again?
No.
Let's hope not.
Man. Yeah, I mean, special teams also was on point today. I think he sold that fake punt pretty good when Faison hit. Who did he hit?
The Fields?
I don't know. Whoever Faison threw the ball to.
It was Malachi Fields.
That was so cool.
Man.
And Faison put a little funk on that thing, man.
I was watching that play, and I saw our offensive line shift on that, and I was like, I'm like, are we gonna run something crazy here? And sure, I was like, oh, it's an end round. No, Faison's throwing it.
He's throwing that thing. 0 punts in the last 2 games for James Rendell. Wow. Wayne Smith says Faison played quarterback in high school. I didn't know that. Let's see. Clausen struggled more at his debut season, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Jimmy also had Golden Tate and Michael Floyd. CJ has nothing close to what Jimmy had as far as wide receivers go. As much as I love our wide receivers, I'd have to agree with that.
That's a very – but I don't think CJ has the line, or Clausen had the line.
Yeah, I mean, again, the O-line today was just out. It was just out of control, and this team woke up today, man. I mean, Purdue, I think, was kind of like, let's sniff the salt a little bit, and today they were completely awake.
Yes.
Let's see.
Most passing yards in the first half since Kaiser. Cool stat.
This is an interesting comment I think we can give a little love to here. Julio Stellan, again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys. He says, you think Love and Price will cancel each other out for Heisman chances?
No. I also was listening to something, and Jeremiah Love had 128 yards of total offense and 4 scores, 57 rushing, and then another 70 as a wide receiver.
Yep.
We all know who the showcase player is. I love that comment, Julio. Jadarian Price is kind of like the 1B, and it's kind of a 1B by a firm stretch, just because of how special Jeremiah Love truly is. I don't think we understand how special that kid is. I mean, his touchdown to open the game up. I mean, no one does it. It's like Penn State. He possesses just something else that I don't think any running back. And this goes out to the Penn State fans. Any running back in this country resembles what he has.
Well, let's be real. Coach Snyder saw that he had the possibility of coaching J-Love and Jadarian Price versus Singleton and Allen, and he said, you know what? I'm going to go where the grass is absolutely greener, and I'm going to go to Notre Dame. So good choice, Coach Snyder's.
Yes, yeah.
Let's see. In football, okay, so Wayne Smith says in football he played safety and quarterback at Pinecrest wing T offense. This is talking about Faison, and he accumulated 1,800 all-purpose yards and scored 26 tutties as a senior. That is nuts. If you guys had turned away from the game for a little bit at any given time, you might have missed this. One of the announcers was talking about Jeremiah Love and they talked about who had been the last first-round running back NFL draft. The first NFL running back drafted in the first round from Notre Dame, and the last one was Jerome Bettis back in '92, I think it was '91, to the freaking Rams, and that's going to change next year when Jeremiah Love has his name called on day one.
Yeah.
And whoever gets him is going to instantaneously have a difference maker starter at running back. I mean, you look at a guy like Ashton Genty, who's tearing it up for the Raiders. He's not on the same level as Jeremiah Love, and it's going to be insane to see his career in the pros.
Yeah, he's got that like elite NFL speed, so
yeah,
it's going to translate really well.
Speed, athleticism, strength. I mean, the guy is just out of control. Let's see. Somebody just said, this is a good one. Nate, you want to read this one?
You should make Jira Heisman Love shirts. I like that.
I might have to play with that a little bit. I like that. Thanks, Brian. Brian Campbell is MVP of these chats, man. This guy's always come with some cool stuff. Wayne Smith said, I was thinking Ricky Waters when they asked the question. No, it was Jerome Bettis. Ricky Waters, I think, was a second-round draft pick to the Eagles. I think.
I believe. Yeah, and Waters was after, right?
Yeah, he was after Bettis. And then Kyron should have been first round, but he got hurt. So he slipped to the second, I think it was, for the Rams.
Oh, Kyron was a 6th-round pick.
Was he? Oh, that's right. I forgot he slipped so far. He got hurt.
He nosedived. And that's what makes him so special.
Huh? I don't even know what that means. I don't know.
Some people comment Notre Dame opposite.
I don't even know what that guy's saying. I think he might be drunk. Chris Manning is Price back next year. I thought he was a year behind Love. He is a year behind Love, and I'm 99% sure he's going to want to come back. People are going to say, well, he can get paid going here, doing that. He's going to get paid at Notre Dame. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The NIL's going to flow.
He's Jeremiah. He's actually older than Love. Oh. He's technically a junior, but he's a redshirt because he tore his ACL.
That's right.
But we all know that Jeremiah is destined for the NFL. I think what we're going to see with Price is he's going to test the waters a little bit to see where his stock is. I'm sure he has an advisor that works with his nil contracts and whatnot. And I think he's going to see where he could possibly fall too, because I mean, we have Rich on Riches coming back, and then but that brings up a point. I wanted to bring this up with you guys with Aeneas Williams. I'm very interested to see. I think it's Cedar's philosophy on let's play our horses rather than this big rotation like Coach D did.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, because we also haven't seen a peep from Jabron Payne. So you had Aeneas kind of on the shelf for the last 2 weeks. I think he got a couple touches against Purdue, and then today he got his touchdown. Had a pretty good day, but haven't heard of a peep from Jabron Payne. And I understand riding with Love and Price, obviously, but I think when the game's out of reach, it'd be great to see Aeneas Williams, Jabron Payne, Nolan James, those kind of Nolan James, those kind of guys. I mean, the running back cupboard is going to be full for the next few years. You got Price, Kedron Young coming back after his injury. He'll be back. James, of course, J.O. Osborne coming in. And then what was the other kid from Texas? I can never remember his name. That's coming.
No, it's Jonas Walton.
Yeah, thank you, Walton. It's J.O. and Walton, who it's just ridiculous how much talent we have coming back at running back. Wayne says, no wonder Logan Diggs left with Love and Price on campus. He's seen the writing on the wall. Actually, Logan's playing, still starting at Ole Miss, I believe.
No, he's not starting.
He's not starting. He's barely getting play time, but
Lacey's over him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know. Say what you want about Logan Diggs. He'll always be a favorite. I love that.
I like him. I've been, you know what? I respected his move when he left, and I wished him the best because he was a strong player for us at a weak time.
Yep.
At a weak time.
Agreed.
So
agreed. And he started the hurdle situation with the Virginia game was nutty. All right, so let's have player of the game. I know it's going to be hard with so many efforts, but who was your defensive player of the game? Jeff, we'll go defense first.
I'm gonna go with Bobakar. Boubacar Traore.
I like that.
Guy, he's a freaking animal, man. I think he's starting to realize that if I'm up, I'm gonna go into that tackle, and instead of trying to let's do the Miles Garrett spin move or play with our hands. He seemed like he was straight on, and per PFF, that Arkansas line had some great grades going into that game. So I love the fact that he was able to get to the quarterback, and he was able to make a lot of nice plays in the backfield.
Nate, who you got for your player of the game on defense?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with KVA. I think he's a difference maker on every down that he's out there. He wasn't playing as much today. We said that in our chat, but when he is in there, he's a difference maker. He still turned in a pretty solid game. Pulling up the stats, he had 2 total tackles, 1 solo, 1 assisted, and he got to the quarterback once. Didn't sack him, but he hit the quarterback. So I'm gonna go with KVA.
That's a good one too. Both of those are great. I got to go with my boy Tay Johnson, safety. He had 4 tackles and a pass deflection. Almost had a pick. Almost had a second pick of the year actually, and just really affected the game more than I think we could have ever had hoped. So I think we've got our safeties locked in at this point, and that's awesome. But yeah, Tay is my defensive player of the game. Offensively, Jeff, I'll let you fire away first. Who's your offensive player of the game?
I'm gonna have to say we're gonna start the car on this one.
My boy.
CJ Carr was impressive in that first half of football for Notre Dame, and I don't think he opens it up for guys like Jadarian Price or Jeremiah Love without giving opposing teams the threat that he's gonna throw all over you if you don't start to cover. So I'm gonna go with CJ Carr.
I like it. I definitely couldn't go wrong there. Nate, who you got?
I'm gonna go Faison. Okay. I think he had a sneaky good game today. He had 7 receptions for 89 yards, 1-for-1 passing with 40 yards passing. So I'm gonna go Faison.
I'm a big guy, and I got to go with my O-lineman. I got to go with the O-line, the big fellas, the uglies. I mean, they just got it done from start to finish. Finished blocks, made guys pay, protected our quarterback, protected our running back, created holes bigger than the Atlantic Ocean. It was amazing. And I can't wait to see how this group continues to gel, get better, and continue to just really hurt people. It's awesome to see. Real quick update: Legion of the Leprechaun just reported USC just lost by 2. That's say what you want, but I'm happy. Anytime SC loses, I'm a happy man.
Cheers.
Let's see. Adam Rothenberg says, "Are we okay with the Aschenauer? Or still needs to go?" We're gonna leave that one alone until later. Jury's still out. Let's put it that way. We've had 2 good games defensively in a row. Well, 1 average game.
One.
Yeah.
1.5. Second half of football. Yes. Good call.
Yes. Nate. And a dominant one the second one. Steve Burlingham Sr. says defense looked good when the backs give up. Defense has so much work to do. Defense looked good when the backs give up. Defense has. Oh, I think he's saying the defense still has work to do, which I think anybody would agree with that.
Sure.
They looked good, but yeah, I mean, there's always room for improvement, and I think even Marcus is going to come out and say we got to get better on defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a nice little jab at our boy Joe from Fighting Irish Faithful from Wayne Smith on YouTube. He said, "Let Joe know that his math was way off." Yeah, take your spreadsheets and shove them down the toilet. 30, that's where they belong.
38-32 Arkansas. Huh.
Yeah. The Scotch and spreadsheets is now going to be known just as Scotch because your spreadsheets suck, Joe.
As a great Bob Uecker said, just a bit outside.
Yeah, he was just a little bit outside. Brett Boyson says HCMF coach of the game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, Freeman's different, guys. There was actually some idiots, and I'm sorry if that offends you. Let it offend you. But there were some idiots after the Miami game. Freeman just can't do it. Guys, shut up. Freeman should get a contract from Bavacqua that says, stay as long as you want and fill in the zeros on how many you want on this thing. Because without Freeman, we aren't where we are. We aren't in the national championship game last year. We're not poised for another run. We're not set for the future. He is a top 5 coach in this entire country right now, and I see him just getting better each year. And this year, you see how he responds to adversity, right? I mean, we had the first couple of years where some of those embarrassing games like Marshall and some of those things we won't really talk about too much. It was like, wow, do we make a mistake? He's still young, whatever. last year, okay, we put it all together. This year, we're solid, but we have some adversity. Let's see how he responds. I especially after today's game, I think we're going to run the table. And I think it's going to be really hard for the committee to sit there and look at the wins that we've rattled off and the losses that we have and say, they don't deserve to be in. We need to make them have a hard conversation.
Yeah, stop worrying about the outside noise and really put your foot put the pedal to the metal. Like I said in our group chat, I used a different phrase after we got up, but it's one of the things that I think Marcus is going to start preaching, and we showed it on that fake punt right out of halftime. That listen, we're here, we're here. Like Notre Dame isn't the 1 and 2 team you think they are, or the laughing stock that you think we are by losing our first 2 games of the season. A lot of people don't put that into aspect that, yeah, we lost to probably one of the top 5 teams, maybe top 3 teams in the country. And then we're going to see how Texas A&M pans out with their season. I mean, I foresee Miami running the table regardless, but it's going to be interesting.
If by some stroke of a miracle, A&M wins the SEC and then Miami wins the ACC, as it's looking like they will, and Notre Dame runs the table, 10-2 with your only 2 losses to the SEC champ and the ACC champ at 4 points combined, Notre Dame gets in the playoff in that scenario. Now, again, like you said, it's yet to be seen how A&M does down the stretch, and Miami's going to have to beat Florida State, who I know lost to Virginia, but a lot of moving pieces, and as we see already today, I mean, there's teams that are getting upset. There's going to be more upsets. Penn State's going to get stomped right through them by Oregon. So there's going to be a lot of changes in the top 25 this week,
Yeah.
and we'll see where the pieces fall, man. So
Definitely.
We'll let everybody else get to the rest of the games. Wanted to keep it short today because it was just a beautiful thing to celebrate, a huge 56-13 win. Definitely didn't expect that, but glad to see it happen. Congrats to the team. Congrats to the coaching staff. And, yeah, let's just keep this thing rolling. Jeff, as always, thanks for joining us, brother. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Go Irish. Have a great rest of your weekend.